everybody, how's it going? My name is Liam and this is my hobby room, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Master Grade RX-79G Ground Gundam from the 8th MS Team series, which is a great series. If you haven't watched it, you should take a look. I don't know where you can watch it, actually, now that I said that. Maybe it's on Gundam.info, I'm not sure. You know what's a fun thing this kit comes with is an O card. Oh, a card! Do you remember what O cards were? Basically, they just put this in the box and cover up the parts. They don't do that anymore. They don't make these. This is kind of nice. I like having O cards. I wish they'd get back into doing that. I don't know what I'll do with it. I might just hang it up somewhere. You'll see it somewhere in the video. I'll just put it over here for now. There we go. This is a fairly basic Master Grade. It's based off of an older design philosophy and older engineering. It came out, I think, in the year 2000. I think, I don't know. It's got a partial inner frame, so this is back when Master Grades didn't have the full inner frame that we might be used to nowadays with more modern kits. But that's okay because it doesn't actually really need one. And honestly, I don't always really like having an inner frame. It just means more bits for me to put together before I get to the fun part for me, which is painting. And if I'm doing a Master Grade, I'm typically not going to be doing any modification because, you know, it's kind of a pain. If you saw something in half, you might saw something that actually needs to not be sawed in half. All I really want is a kit that looks nice standing still or in a static pose, because that's pretty much what all my kits do in this display case over here. Anyways, so the Master Grade Ground Gundam is one of my favorite older Master Grades, and I'm using the term older here in air quotes because I don't really think the year 2000 was that long ago. And the kit does feel a little bit dated, obviously. It uses a partial inner frame. It's very similar in construction to the Master Grade EZ8. Pretty solid kit though, despite its age. The proportions look a little wonky to me. Sometimes the head looks like it's really big. And it looks a little stumpy, but that was, I don't know, it was kind of the style. It was part of the charm of these guys. So here you can see just how big the waist section is relative to some of the newer kits that are quite streamlined coming out. I do really like this design. I think there's something kind of classic and fun about it. There's a lot of great detail on this kit, despite it kind of looking a little plain in some of the surface area here. But once you get a closer look at it, you'll realize that's actually not true. There's quite a bit of detail. And actually, I have to say, I do really enjoy this less is more approach to detail. I find a lot of the more modern kits will just completely overcrowd pieces with panel lines and little bits of moving machinery. And while I think that is certainly an aesthetic that you know, can be appealing, personally, this is kind of my favorite level of detail. So first of all, you get a ground type shield. I've always really liked this shield design. One thing you'll notice that it's omitting is a kickstand to stand up like this on the ground, which some of the newer versions of the shield have. This thing is very simple, it just attaches with this little peg into the forearm. Here's the ground type submachine gun, so there is a foldable handle that moves out like this, and a foldable stock that swings back. Be careful you don't break it, it's very thin. You notice there's a lot of discoloration here because I've started to close up all the seam lines. And this ammo cartridge is removable, and you can replace it with the ones on the side skirts if that's something you want to do. So here is the beam rifle. You'll notice that it is quite simple. It's just two pieces slapped together with a barrel attached on there and then the swinging handle here. Despite its simplicity, it does what it's supposed to do, and I think it looks pretty great. And most people's favorite piece of equipment for this mobile suit is the 180mm folding cannon. This thing fully disassembles and you can store it in the backpack, which is kind of nice. You just remove the ammo cartridge like so. You can remove the barrel, which then snaps into two pieces. And then this portion here comes out like that. So if you're looking for the beam saber hilts, they actually store in this leg panel here. So you pull this out and it'll be sliding on a joint here and on a hinge, and it swings down like so. You can reach in there and grab the beam saber. It doesn't snap in, but it does store very securely. And then there, you know, you just slide the beam saber peg into the hilt. So this Master Grade comes with 3 sets of hands. One of them is a 3-finger trigger finger split, which is very common in this era of Master Grade. It also comes with 2 fixed pose open hands, which are kind of unexpressive, but you can use them as a rifle support or something like that. It also comes with 2 fixed pose fists, which I appear to have lost. I have no idea where they went, but rest assured they look like that. They're very basic. They're kind of lacking in some of the detail where the fingers meet the palm, but you know, that's okay. It also comes with this little connector that you can use to attach the 180mm cannon to the shield, and it looks something like that. And as far as extra parts, the only other thing it gives you are these optional shoulder pieces. As you can see on mine here, I have these little winglets on the side. You can give it a more handlebar looking effect with these. I think these are for the ground type Gym or the Easy 8, but I can't be sure. And last up is marking stickers. So you get a small sheet of foil stickers. So it comes with a sheet of clear stickers, which is pretty common for the time. I won't be using any of these. I'll probably be using a combination of dry transfer and water slide decals. And speaking of, this comes with a sheet of dry transfer decals. And they look really great. They look really nice. So you'll notice the head goes all the way around, as heads normally do. It's got a ball joint neck connector. There's no back and forth head movement. Just, you know, that's kind of typical of the time. The eyes are molded in clear, which is kind of nice, so you can paint those up if you like. The arms go all the way around, and it actually has some pretty great articulation, elbow bend, and this little piece of armor here that hides some of the joint, or that protects the joint. There is a bicep bend, so the hands are on a ball joint. The torso would go all the way around, but it is hampered by the armor. There is no ab crunch. There's just kind of like a waist movement. I don't know what kind of movement you want to call this. A waist jiggle. Obviously, opening cockpit with a tiny little Shiro Amada in there. Look at that guy. Look at that guy go. What a special, non-special character. So you can close that up. The arms butterfly a little tiny bit, and they can rock out for a little bit more movement. So the side skirts move all the way up like so, but the further you push them up, they will be rubbing against the waist section. So if you've painted your kit, just be careful about that. The legs are on a ball joint, and they move out quite far, in the front anyways. And you've got a double jointed bend. Legs won't go back at all because the back skirt is static. The legs here have a few different points of articulation. The knee armor can bend forward like this. There is an ankle rotation. The ankle guard moves up and down, and the feet have no articulation at all aside from the ankle bend. So there's no toe bend at all. Also, you can fit the 180mm cannon in his backpack. Isn't that cute? Here is the ground type Gundam all armed up, and as you notice, he's leaning quite a bit just because of the sheer weight of that backpack. Unfortunately, there isn't really a way around that unless you stiffen up the joints by either painting it or with some glue. He's gonna be a pretty back heavy with it on there. Whoa, he almost just fell over. And the hands don't really hold anything. That's the other point I was just about to mention. The 3-finger trigger finger split hands are a generic hand piece that were packaged with a lot of different master grades that came out at this time. So because of that, they're not really suited to holding the unique different molds that, you know, various different weapons have. So unfortunately, everything kind of looks very flimsy, or like he's like non-committally holding onto it. Like, yeah, I might shoot you. I don't know yet. I don't know how to use this. So it's very difficult to pose him with it. So that about does it for the review. Overall, this kit is really nice. I'm gonna have a lot of fun painting it because there is a lot of great opportunity in here for bringing out detail and some great surface area. So if you're a painter and you like doing master grades, you like doing something big, you'll have a lot of fun with this. Despite it being a, you know, kind of smaller Gundam, it's got a lot of big pieces, which are a lot of fun to paint. Some of the negatives of this kit will be not necessarily its articulation. I think it actually has pretty good articulation, despite there being, you know, ball joint hips and no thigh swivel, but that's pretty much to be expected from this time. There's no ab crunch. Despite that, I think there's still quite a bit of good articulation on this kit. That being said, the weight issue is kind of difficult, so if you're going to pose it, you might want to, you know, get like a clear acrylic block or something, or a clear acrylic rod, and kind of just like support the backpack a little bit so you can get it in some dynamic poses, other than the pose of slowly falling over backwards, which this thing seems to do very well. And, you know, don't lose your fixed posed hand, that's another thing. Wow! Well, I love this kit. I think it's a lot of fun. It's got great articulation. It's just when that backpack goes on that it starts to teeter backwards and fall over. So hopefully you guys are able to get a good sense of what this kit can do and whether or not this kit is for you. If you are interested in this kit, it's an almost identical build, like I said before, to the Master Grade Easy 8, the ground type Gym, though it comes with some different accessories, and the early Gym Sniper, the one with like the power pack and the rifle and that one. Thanks for joining me, everybody. My name is Liam, this has been my hobby room, and I'll see you guys very soon with another review and some other videos coming soon, like the finished results of my Hydra Gundam. I can't wait to share that with you. Okay, see you guys later. Bye-bye.